Okay. What up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT. That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Stan the Man, coming to you with another great conversation piece on today. And before we get started, I want to thank you for joining me here on RMT. All right. So, yeah, on today, we're going to go ahead and get into it. And we're going to talk about setting boundaries, right? So, I got a couple of notes here. I'll be going back and forth in my notes, but on today I just want to talk about setting boundaries and one thing I notice, if you ever notice, when you start to want to work on yourself, you start to want to grow, you start to want to do better, and you start to want to set boundaries. um it's it's almost like it's at first it's a little confusing to people, right? They don't understand why you want to change all of a sudden, why you want to be a different person, why you want to do this or why you want to do that. And so not everybody like to celebrate when you start to set boundaries. Everybody don't like to celebrate with you when you start to set boundaries and start to do something new. See, people are so comfortable with you putting yourself second and putting them first that when you start to come out of that comfort zone and start to change to be something different, they start to be afraid because they might be losing that person that's always saying yes. That person don't never say no. They keep on going the extra mile for them and not looking out for themselves, but looking out for them. So they start to get uncomfortable when you starting to set these boundaries because they're gonna be losing something within their relationship by you setting boundaries. As long as you keep saying yes to everything, as long as you keep on giving, as long as you keep on doing everything that benefits them, they okay. But the tension don't start to build until you start to say no. You start to draw that line in the sand. Then people say you acting funny. You acting different, right? And let me tell you something. It's okay because it's just part of the process. And another thing is, it just seems like when you start to set boundaries and you start to change, it's like all of a sudden, the person that never had any money, all of a sudden they coming around. Yeah, the person that never has any money, the the person that never has any money, the person that always needs some help, a person that always needs some help. So as you start to set boundaries, it seems like the person that never has any money, all of a sudden they come up, they have money. You try to quit smoking weed, the person that you smoke weed with that never had no money, all of a sudden they come around. They got some of the best weed you ever seen, some of the best weed you ever smelt before, and now they want to smoke. And you know, usually when they come around, they never have any money. But now all of a sudden that you want to draw that boundary, you want to quit. Here they come with the best weed. Here they come with the drink. Everything that you said that you was gonna stop doing. Here they come want to go out to eat all the time. Get you back in that mindset of just eating what you want to eat, no discipline. And then, even you had a young lady come around that you've been sweating, you've been trying to get with. You trying to get your life together. All of a sudden, she started texting you out the blue, want you to come over. And yes, and women, that guy, the guy that be breaking your back in. Yeah, that guy. All of a sudden, here he come. He want to come over, right? Not only he want to come over, all of a sudden he want to take you out on a date and do all these things, and you want to set that boundary because you want to do something different in life. Now here they come. Here they come. Well, what you gonna do? You gonna stand firm on your boundaries that you have set, or are you gonna fold? Huh? Are you gonna fold? Let me know. You gonna fold or you gonna stand firm? Another thing about setting boundaries is that when you start to set boundaries, people will start feeling uncomfortable about how comfortable you are at setting your boundaries that you want to build to protect yourself and for you to grow. Let's understand that, especially when you start to grow in faith, when you start to accept God into your life and you want to change and You have been hanging with people that was used to you being a certain type of way. That was used to you being the life of the party. That was used to you always having the best weed and coming around and drinking top shelf. That was used to you doing all that. So now that you want to change and you want to set boundaries with your face, say, you know what, y'all can't come over here and drink no more. We're not gonna party at my house no more. I got certain rules that I want to live by, and I can't do that no more. People look at you crazy, just say, you crazy. And the moment you start to take God serious, people think you switched up. They'll think you switched up. They'll think you funny acting. They'll think you better than. They'll think that you might be crazy because you have boundaries set and you got something different that you want to do in your life instead of the same thing that you always did. You don't want to be on that hamster wheel anymore. Just keep going and going and going. You want to change it up and do something different. You can't keep entertaining the same conversations, keep entertaining the same environments, and expect to change in your life. A lot of times that'll keep you away from God. It'll keep you away from Him. And just because you don't want to be involved in sin anymore, people will start to say that you acting different. People will start to get mad because once you start setting boundaries, you can get control of your emotions. And we tend to, when we emotional, just say we drinking and we smoking and we kind of open book, we might say something that we normally wouldn't say if we were sober. We might reveal certain things about ourselves because at that time we might be drunk, we might be high, and it kind of throws off our balance. So we might say or do some things that might compromise us or make us vulnerable. And since you're not sharing your business, you're not sharing your problems, you're not sharing your inner deep secrets to them anymore, they'll think something wrong with you because now that you're sober minded, "Oh, well, I shouldn't have said that." Or I shouldn't have told them that. I shouldn't have said that about my wife. I shouldn't have said that about my husband. I shouldn't have told them about my situation. Now, am I saying that you can't talk to your friends? I'm not saying that. But it's certain things that you shouldn't tell them. Come on. All of us grown here. It's certain things you shouldn't tell. And if you're not grown and you younger, you listen to this, certain things about your life, which is your business, you don't have to tell everybody. You keep that to yourself. That's setting boundaries, not only protecting yourself and protecting your feelings, because something that you might say might hurt somebody that you love, or it might come back and embarrass you. So keeping some of those things in and not letting them know about it, yeah, people starting to get mad. And when you start to grow inside your faith, a lot of the stuff you're not gonna tell, you're not gonna say because you're gonna start to talk to God about it. You're not gonna continue to reach out to man. You're not gonna want to talk to man. And people, they sometimes get upset because they not hearing your business and you taking it to God. There you go with that acting funny again. You don't talk to me like you used to. You used to tell me everything. I thought we was cool. You don't even holler at me no more. You don't even come around like that no more. No, because I'm trying to change. I want to set up boundaries that I want to grow into a different person now. And I'm gonna read a quick scripture right quick. Um, this Second Corinthians 6:17. And it says, "Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and and I will receive you." So I said, come out from among them. Come out from among them. So you start to walk in your faith. When you start to be who God wants you to be, then you have to separate yourself anyway from certain things and certain people until they change, until they get their life to God, or they live a different way. You can't come around them anymore. It just is what it is. And here's the thing: for every person that leave, every person that don't want to talk to you, for everybody that don't want to be around you anymore, God will send people to fill in their place. He'll send people to encourage you to live for God. He'll send people to encourage you to walk the walk that you need to walk in order to he'll send people around that need to be around you to increase your faith. He'll do it. So the people that's dropping off, it is what it is. Then let's go to this one right here. Man, setting boundaries with your finance. Oh man, you know, cutting back on spending that money. And this one of the things that's pretty tough because I remember growing up and listening to Cash Money. Cash Money, Hot Boys. It was all about stunting, spending money, showing their money. And a little of that had an impression on me. So yes, spending money, saving my money. I want to live for right now. So when you start setting boundaries for that money, that okay, well maybe this weekend I can't go out. Maybe I can't go on this trip. Maybe I can't do what I used to do for you. I probably can't let you borrow this money this time. I probably can't do those things anymore, not because I don't want to, but I got something that I want to do. I want to build a house. I want to start my business. I want to buy a property. I want to do those things, and I won't be able to do those things if I'm constantly supplying you with what you need and I don't have what I need when I get ready to invest. And see, having that budget and being financially responsible, sometimes this right here can even break up. This can break up marriages. This can break up a lot of relationships. Reason I say that because you can get the money, right? You can get the money to be able to take care of what you need to take care of. But then you will try to make the other person happy and spend that money and not take care of your responsibilities. Then you go to God to try to fix it. But why you want to fix it when he already gave you the money to be able to take care of it, but you use it trying to make somebody else happy? Even in marriages and relationships, you got to set boundaries. You got to set those financial boundaries just to make sure that look, I don't care how much I love you, I don't care how much I care for you. We got goals that we are trying to reach. And with us trying to reach these goals, I got to set these boundaries. We can't do what we used to do. A lot of people have separated over money, sometimes lack thereof, or somebody don't want to be responsible with it. Some people get tired of living from paycheck to paycheck. So since they tired of living paycheck to paycheck, you have to set up some type of boundaries to keep you safe in order for you not to overspend. You setting up a budget so you won't overspend. You can put something to the side. Therefore, if a rainy day came about, you'll still have something. You'll still be good. You'll still be good because in relationship, especially if you the man in a relationship and you spending all the money to make the wife happy, or to make that woman happy, or to make that man happy in a relationship, when it comes time to be responsible and you don't have it, you think they're gonna leave you. So I'd rather say no and have the money. So even if they do leave, I'll still be good and say yes, give them everything they want. Turn around, they still leave, and you be left with the bills. So setting boundaries can be tough sometimes. A lot of people don't believe that when you start to be disciplined and start to build things around you that's gonna protect you and keep other people out, they do not like that. They still want to have the same access to you that they had before. They still want to be able to, you know how you save your login on certain platforms that you don't have to constantly log in when you go back to get on different things. You don't have to put in your password. You ain't got to put in your login because it's saved. And a lot of them are saved in your heart that they could come and they can log in anytime. But when you change your password and they're not able to log into your heart, they're not able to log into your mind, they're not able to pull the things out of you or get the things out of you that they usually get. And it said access is denied to that particular area, they're not going to like that. But it's going to improve your situation and it's going to improve who you are as well. And then you'll get a chance to see who really there. Are they really there because I'm able to financially be able to support them? Emotionally, they benefit from me? Or just because I'm the type of person that loves to give and they like to take advantage of it. That's why they're around. But setting up boundaries will expose all fake relationships. And some people might can hold on because you know what they thinking? They thinking that this is a temporary thing, just like all the other times. This is a temporary thing. And guess what? You're not gonna stay there. You're not gonna keep continue to do it. You're gonna change. You're gonna go back to the old you. You tried this before. You tried to do this before, and look what happened. You end up going back being the same person you was before. Yeah, that was before, but this right here is a whole different time. But they looking forward to you going back and them able to get the same thing they got out of you before. And see, it's another thing because sometimes people can guilt trip us into because we want to make a financial decision. And because we want to make that financial decision, we wrong because we don't want to help them. Oh, well, you successful, you doing this, you can help us out. They're going on Facebook, oh, they doing all this, they got all that money, but they don't want to help anybody out. But what they don't say is the last 50 times that you helped them out, how you don't never pay them back. How when they do give you some money that you don't answer the phone for them. You don't call them back. You don't text them back. You act like you don't even know them to the point where they just got to pull up on you to see what's what. And then you acting like you in a rush. You got to go somewhere. And that's not even the case. You don't tell people that. You don't post that. You just post the fact that they doing you wrong because they got it to give because because they were responsible with their money. Now they owe you for being responsible. How is that? How do I owe you because I was responsible with my money. Now I got to give it to you because you didn't do what you needed to do with your money. Because sometimes we can live above our means. Some people live above their means, and then when they live above their means, they want you to bail them out because you look like you financially stable. Don't fall for them guilt tripping you into that. Another thing, all of it ties together in setting boundaries in relationships. For when you first get married, even before you get married, you have to start setting up boundaries for people to respect your wife, to respect your husband. Because we'll go into a relationship and let people say or do anything to our spouse. We don't stop them from because one, what you need to stop doing is talking about your significant other behind their back to other people. Yeah, stop dogging them out behind their back. Stop talking about your husband. Stop talking about your wife. And then when they get in front of the family members, you like, oh, we lovey dovey now. We all together now. But you knew went back and told them how bad they was treating you, all the things that they did that was wrong. Because be honest, we are not gonna make ourselves out to look bad. we're not gonna speak on everything that we done wrong. It's natural for a person to speak highly of themselves in a situation than to speak the negative part on what they done, or what they doing to the person for them to act the way that they act. We're not gonna tell that part, but we're gonna make us look good. And let's be honest, if we talking to our parents, I ain't gonna say your parents gonna always take your side, but they might be a little partial towards you because you their child and they love you. You might have some parents that be like, you know what, I gotta hear both sides of the story. You might have some parents out there that's like that, but a lot of the times, the way that we word it make it seem like they messing with us and they doing everything to us. And we just this God sent person that do no wrong, which is not true. So we have to set up certain boundaries to keep people, to protect our spouses, to protect our household, to protect our children. Certain stuff we shouldn't talk about, that our children personally come to us and they have an issue and they come to us in confidence that we not going to tell anybody, then our friends know about it. Or our loved ones, or our sister, our brother, somebody else know about it. And they came to us thinking that we going to keep the secret, and we are going to cherish this moment just between us two, of them talking and revealing something that they would normally reveal to nobody. You taking that one intimate moment and throwing it away because you did set up boundaries that my conversation with my baby is going to stay here between us. That's why a lot of people don't like to come tell you their business, because you don't have boundaries set up that when they come tell you, everybody know. When you're in your friendships, your coworkers, all these different relationships, you have to learn to set certain boundaries and let people know that you got to let yourself know first that in these particular areas, I'm not going to act this way over here. I'm not going to talk to this person about this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. It's certain things that you just can't do, because to me, if you get too personal with coworkers, especially if you supervise or you their boss and you get too personal with you, they get too personal with you, they'll start to build up confidence and be like, oh, well, I ain't got to listen to them no more. I ain't got to listen to them no more. They my supervisor, but we cool. We done got so cool that I ain't got to listen. I can do what I want to do now. With your children, you have to set up. See, we don't set up boundaries because you have people out here smoking weed with their children, drinking with them. I hear statements like, I'd rather them do it at home and do it around me and be safe than do it anywhere else. So the mama going half on the weed with the son. The daddy going half on the weed with the son. The daughter going half on the weed with the mama. They smoking weed, they drinking together. A lot of the parents don't want to grow up. A lot of the parents too busy want to be friends with their children. So since they want to be friends with their children, who is teaching who? Who set a example for who? There's no example being set, because I want to continue to be young too. I want to be a child. I want to kick it with your friends. I want to feel like I'm still young. Some people forget that they have the responsibility of raising a child, and that child don't never get raised. So when they go out here, it be lion, tigers, and bears in this world ready to eat them alive, because okay, they don't know how to file taxes. They don't know how to pay taxes. They don't know how to save their money. Some of us will teach our child a generational curse. You'll teach them a generational curse. It ain't like it's something that they just catch on to. You teach it to them. You teaching them about smoking weed. Your daddy smoke weed, your granddaddy smoke weed, you smoke weed, so your child pick up on smoking weed. Not that you had to show them, not that they snuck around one of their friends and did it. They did it because they see you doing it and you feel you are comfortable with them doing it in front of you. My parents drank, I drank, so I feel comfortable with my kids drinking. No, it's a boundary that's going to be set there. It's going to be rules and regulations. Because if you don't teach your child, this world gonna teach them something. If you don't discipline your child, this world gonna discipline your child. If you don't love your child, this world ain't gonna love your child. This world gonna show your child hate. And your child gonna be upset because they gonna wish that you was a parent when they was younger. Because now that I'm older, I don't know what to do. It's a lot of grown folks out here that's scared because they don't actually know how to be grown. So they joke around, they laugh, they hop on the internet. They might be showing their body off or might just do something crazy because they want attention. Some parents never gave their child attention. Some parents work so hard, work so many hours, they never around their child. They don't know what they're doing in school. They'll never go to their games if they in extra curriculum activities. They not in those. They're not coming to the games. They're not supporting them and stuff they doing. And then you come to find out they so love star. They so love stars that okay, if the guys is selling drugs, if the scammer showing me love, I'm gonna go over there with the scammers because they showing me some love. It's not might not be the right type of love, but they showing me some love, that some affection. I just want some affection. Young lady sleeping with guys thinking that that's affection, that they love them, and she end up having a lot of children because she think that's love. She think that that is love and that is affection through sex, when she should have been getting that love, affection, and time at home. But we don't know how to set up the boundaries between working a lot, putting food on the table, and spending time with our children. Some people think just keeping the lights on, gas, water, them having food and clothes to put on their back, is that important? Absolutely. But you know what else is important? Love, time, attention, care, understanding, letting that child know that you there for them, that you got their back. That's important as well. And if you don't set up certain boundaries to be able to protect that situation, it could easily slip out your hand. You got the want to do this. You got the want to form a relationship with your children. You got to want to form a relationship with your spouse. You got to want to form these relationships with God if you want to build anything. So setting boundaries on your time. How much I'm on Instagram? How often I'm on Instagram? How often I'm on Facebook? How often am I liking? I'm on TikTok. I get scrolling and get caught up before I know it, 2, 3 hours and left by. But I can't read my Bible for 5 minutes. I can watch Netflix all day, watch a whole series. I'm talking about 8 or 9 hours. I can watch the whole series, just sit there and binge watch all the series, and that's cool. But when it comes to spending time or talking to my child, I only got 30 minutes for them. And they're excited about something instead of me asking questions. Okay, that's cool. Because I want to do what I want to do. I want to look out for me. And the children are suffering due to your selfishness. Some of us are, and I have been here too. Don't think because I'm on here talking that I haven't done it myself. When I started to turn my life around, I had to realize all the mistakes I had made. Yeah, I was there for my children and I was doing, but I could have did so much more. Once I understood how much God loved me, how much grace, how much mercy, how much patience he showed me when I was out there being stupid, I understood how I could be a better father because it's going to take love, it's going to take time, it's going to take patience, and it's going to take grace as well. Just the same way that God is with us, we have to be towards our children. The closer we get to him and we block out everything else, the better our life will be. I'll say this. Don't let nobody feel bad, make you feel bad because you want to spend time with your children. Don't make anybody don't make any I don't want you to feel bad because you want to spend time with your children. I don't want you to feel bad because you want to change, you want to grow. I don't want you to feel bad because you want to set boundaries, you want something new for your life. Understand this though. Whenever you grow, growing is a process. It's a whole process. If you ever paid attention to how anything that trees, plants, vegetable, fruit, all starts off with a seed that we plant. Once you plant that seed, it still needs to it still needs to grow. It still needs to spread roots. So it's gonna be time when you start to grow that it might get a little frustrating because you don't think I'm growing as fast as I used to. But just keep going. Before you know it, you look back, you'll see how far you have came from what you used to be. You can't rush changing who you are overnight. The bad things that you have done or the situation that you're in now, you didn't get there overnight. Some of it took years for you to get to the place where you are today. So it's going to take years for you to get better as a person. Now, you can change a little bit every day, but to fully change and to turn around, you'll have to truly be in certain situations. You could be working on your attitude and just say that you used to cuss people out. Now you might not cuss them out. You might still talk nasty, but you didn't cuss. Okay, that's a little growth. Next time you run into the situation, you didn't cuss, you didn't talk nasty, you just had an attitude. Okay, you growed a little bit. Next time, you don't curse, you don't have no attitude, you don't be rude, you walk away. The next time, you totally be nice to that person and you don't even let it phase you no more. That's growth. Each part of you start getting better and better. When you start to face situations and you start to get you start I'm gonna tell you when you start to change. When you start to change, when you start to react differently to a situation than what you used to. Your attitude not the same. Your outlook on life has totally changed because you're not the same person. Because you saw a time I might have got the fight in that situation. I might have cussed that person out. I might have got to fight. I might have went to jail, or it might have been a worse case scenario that would have came out of that situation due to the old me. And when we start to change, we're gonna have to get out of those environments that keep us acting the way we used to act. We have to get away from those environments because those environments are not growing the new you. That environment was for the old you to survive in. But now that you are changing, you need to get into a different environment that you might not be that comfortable in. That situation, that environment you used to be in that caused you to fight, cuss, steal, be a whole different individual. And now you're trying to get away from that. You might have to go somewhere else that the environment is going to nurture the new person that you're trying to become. It's not easy at first. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy because once you start to let off the old you, now this new person, you have to learn how to be this new person in society, your relationship, at work, just around the people that you love, because you have changed. You're not that same person. So you're trying to figure out how to maneuver as this new person around the same old people that I used to be around. That's why some of your environment's gonna start to change because you need to be around new people that embrace the new person that you are and willing to invest in the new person that you are so you can continue to grow. We are afraid to change because the people that we love might not accept who we are. That's a tough feeling. That's a tough feeling to do things for people your whole life, to look out for people your whole life, and then turn around, you change, and they don't like you no more. Not that you did anything wrong. You just don't do the things that you used to do. Now they don't like you. Now you think you all that. And don't get it wrong. When you start to cut off people, you still got to deal with the hurt and pain behind closed doors. It's a lot of people that you love that now they the ones that's talking about you. The people you used to talk about people to, they talking to other people about you now. And it hurts. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie like changing is an easy process. Like it's gonna be all peaches and cream. Or like everybody's gonna like or love you all the time when you change. No. And especially when you start to live for God, they definitely not gonna like you. They definitely gonna think you acting funny. But that's part of it. Right. So I just want to get on here and let you know that it's okay. It's okay to change. It's okay to do something different. It's okay for you to be something that people didn't ever think that you are going to be. Some of us come from environments that some of us came from environments that didn't want us to be who we are. Some of us came from environments that parents was on food stamps. You just came from poverty, right? I'm talking about you didn't really know where your next meal was coming from. Some people came from that. Some people, I remember a young man that I went to school with at the time when I was younger, crack was a big deal. And he said that his mom made him and his siblings smoke it and they got hooked on it too. They got hooked on it too. Some people just don't want you. Some parents just don't even want their kids to survive because I don't want to see them do better than me. I don't want to see them do better than me. Your family, if y'all been living in the projects or y'all been living in certain areas your whole life, they don't want to see you do better. I mean, even when you're doing good, just say your parents want to pass you off the family business and that's not what you want to do. They're going to be looking at you crazy because I want to do something different. Anytime you venture out from the norm or what everybody would expect you to do, yeah, somebody gonna always raise their eyebrows. People gonna always have something to say because you're not going with what the routine is. Everybody wants you to go along with the routine. Everybody wants you to do, everybody wants you to do exactly what you're supposed to. Now, everybody wants you to do, let me see how can I put this. Everybody want you to do what society would norm Everybody wants you to do what society think the best thing for you to do. So if society said you should be buying a $300,000 house, $200,000, that's what you should be doing because I'm making this amount of money and you don't do it, people start looking at you funny. Man, I'm gonna put it to you like this. People are going to look at you funny regardless of whatever you do. Let me say that again. People are going to look at you funny regardless of whatever you do. So it really don't matter. It really don't matter. It's going to be on you if you are comfortable with being uncomfortable with what everybody got to say about you. And this is the funny thing about life. Everybody say, I don't care what they say about me. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Everybody say that. I don't care what they think about me. I don't care. I don't care. You care. Yeah, you care. You care about what they say. But hey, look, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If y'all want to holler at me on any of my social medias, is Real Man Talk Podcast. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Stanley Nash Jr., Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Holler at me, like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything that y'all want to hear me talk about on any upcoming episodes, you can hit any of my inbox, or you can just put it in the chat on here. Also, anything that you heard on here that you don't agree with or you agree with, let's talk about it in the chat. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time. Peace.